Good morning, here's Kramer's Corner with daily technical update. It was a fairly muted day on the US market yesterday. A little bit of a setback, but not much to talk about. As you can see here on the RSI, and that's an indicator I suggest that you're keeping an eye on. A little bit of setback. I would like to see the close above its upper falling trend line here before I actually go more bullish. So I would be a little bit cautious at the moment on the US market. Nasdaq 100, same picture really, almost flat yesterday. Not much action or interest going on. Also stuck in this range here on the RSI. So I would like to see a breakout for any direction. What I will also look at this morning is the Seng market. And let's remove this one. Seng market, massive move, 4% this morning. We are just above 16,000. There's a little bit of resistance here at the 16,271 and the upper falling trend line. That will also add to resistance, and we have the 55 moving average coming down. As you can see, it has been a bit of a resistance area, not exactly that, but in that region, and also the 100 moving average, and all the moving averages are declining. So we are still in underlying bearish sentiment, and RSI is also pointing to that. We are not above 60 just yet. We were below 40, so we are still in a negative sentiment. And there's no divergence. It could easily turn around, but let's see here the next couple of days. In Europe, the EUROSTOXX 50 also started the day trying to move a little bit higher. We actually spiked a little bit higher this morning, but as you can see here, the RSI is not really supporting this higher levels, and we have a lot of basically just sideways trading here the past few days. So we could see a bit of correction, but if we get a higher close, then there's still room up to 4,700, 4,800, but I'm not quite confident that we will get there just this moment. But it is a little bit up in the air. It's a little bit uncertainties. Indicators are a little bit indecisive. We have DAX taking a little bit lower this morning, and if it does take out the 16,821, that little minor correction there, then I think we will see a move down to around 16,600, 16,500 possibly. It seems like 17,000 is not really a level it can penetrate at the moment. We have AX index. This bearish candle there could be a top and reversal candle. Let's see here the next couple of days, and let's see if we can get the RSI to close back above this horizontal line here. Then thereby it will cancel the RSI divergence, but we're not just yet there. But we are a little bit higher today, so still holding up nicely, but it is a bit stressed. Belgium market tested 3609 yesterday, could test it once again despite trying to open higher. I think we will have a move and possibly also a break below. CAC 40 caught in this range here, still as we talked about the past few days, so not really anything changed there. SMI from Switzerland try to move higher from the opening, but it is the bears that are in control, and I think we'll see a move down to around 11,057. Euro dollar touched the 107.30 key support yesterday. Maybe we'll have another go here today or next coming days, or maybe a little bit of a bounce back towards 108, but we are in a downtrend. We are in a negative sentiment, so they will most likely try to push it again. What is also interesting, if I just add a little bit of another one here, it actually touched smack bang just on the previous spike down there. So quite interesting, and keep an eye on this really key support. But we are in a downtrend. We are below the cloud. We are in negative sentiment. So it is not unlikely that it will be broken. What was broken was the support in this range here on cable, 126.10. I think we will see a test of 125 here fairly shortly, trying to get back up to 200 moving average. It's not likely we'll succeed, but I think, as you can see, we have the bearish breakout. We have a negative sentiment on the RSI, and the divergence is now traded out. So we are likely to see lower levels on cable, but 125 is key level. 148.80. Once again this morning, trying to test the that key resistance level. We are in a bullish sentiment or a positive sentiment above 60, but it's really struggling. I would like to see a break above, and then we could see dollar yen in 150s. Euro yen just trading sideways, not really moving much, and I would like to see a break out of either 158 and 161. Until then, I think we could see just some sideways range trading right there. On the other yen pairs, they are just not really moving much. So we still have Aussie yen above the cloud, but it's not convincing. Sterling yen also not really convincing, it with a little bit biased underside, downside, but positive sentiment. So and really not much to say there. Aussie dollar, on the other hand, did break below this 65.20 key support level and what could be the neckline in this shoulder-head-shoulder-like pattern. It is like pattern because I would like to have seen more upside before we actually saw it moving higher. However, we are in a negative sentiment, we are in a negative trend, and I think we could see Aussie dollar to around 64, possibly a bit lower. Dollar switch, which we talked about yesterday, it's actually now above the 786 retracement, and we are back above the 60 on the threshold here on the RSI. There is room up to 88.20. Finally, on the dollar index, closed actually above 104.27 yesterday, so we are in a bullish trend. Could move higher. We are above the cloud. We are above 200 and 100 moving average, so there is further upside potential. That also fits nicely with the euro dollar move. Gold is still to the weaker side, and we could see a test of the 2000 level. What is key is also that we are currently trading below the cloud area here, but the day is not over just yet. But we could see a test of the 2000, possibly dipping lower if it can't really get back. If it can't really get back in the cloud again here. So that's really something to look out for the next couple of days. What will it be? Silver. 2190 could be tested as support here, and not unlikely it will be broken. We have negative RSI, there's no divergence, so the push it to the downside. We can also see the 55 moving average coming down here, probably in the next couple of days will break below the 200 moving average, which is declining. So a little bit of a weakness there on silver. Let's see how much it will actually be when it develops over the next few days. Copper also sold off. We talked about it yesterday, could dip down through around the 375, and I still believe that. But we have some really strong support here at the 372 level, and the 100 moving average. We also have cloud support, and the RSI is still above 40. The energy side, not much has happened the past few days. It has been very volatile lately, but the past couple of days, not really much has happened. We are still above this rising trend line here, but we are below all moving averages, and they are slightly declining, so the push is to the downside. But let's see, the RSI is still in a positive sentiment, hasn't broke below 40, so a little bit undecisive. Also, there are a lot of instruments are in that mode at the moment. We have the Brent crude oil below its rising trend line, below the cloud, below all moving averages, but the RSI is still in a positive sentiment. So a little bit of a not 100% that we will move lower, but it is in a fragile mode, to say the least. Finally, on the US 10-year Treasury yields, moved higher, a little bit higher than I anticipated. I said 410. We are trading up to 417. Key strong resistance around 420, 419 and a change. So let's say 420. If it does close above that, well, then there is we are looking at 429. So that is really a key level, some key levels to look out for. Also, if we close above that level 420, we will have RSI back above 60, and then we are in a bullish sentiment. Also, quite interesting to look at the actual future. Found support at 110.26. Bouncing a little bit this morning. We are still in a positive sentiment on the RSI. Hasn't broken below 40, but if we do see a close below, and if we do see a close below on the below 40 on the RSI, well, then we could see a strong move towards the 109, possibly lower, at least down in this region here. We can add this little, let's see. There will be a little bit of support around this level, 110 level. All right, that's all for today. I have a webinar at 1 p.m. Central European time, where I will go through all these main events, the bigger indices, and whatever you like me to look at. So see you then, 1 p.m. Have a nice day, and have a